Hi, my name is Dave Strassburg. I'm here at Alton Sports today in Farnham with these gentlemen who've just started carrying the sock. Pleased to meet you. And we're going to do a little bit of a demo today. And we're not going to really get too deeply into the technical part of it, but what we really want to try to do is try to be able to communicate to the customers when they come in. Because I'm sure you see a lot of people coming in with plantar fasciitis or heel pain. It's a very common running related injury. And we're just going to try to tell you how in about a minute or so you can get the point across of the product and have them understand exactly what's going on, and hopefully have them make the decision to purchase a sock. So I don't know if either of you ever had plantar fasciitis before or dealt with it?
I haven't, but we've had plenty of customers that
Okay.
have it. Yeah.
Well, one of the most common things that you'll see, and they'll probably mention this, is that when they wake up in the morning, that's when it's most notable, when they first step down on the floor. And the problem with the condition is that a lot of folks, when they first come down with it, they will wake up in the morning and they'll kind of stretch a little bit and they'll figure, oh, I'm just getting old or I overdid it or something. And once you stretch it a little bit, the problem will go away, at least initially. The problem is that after you do that for a few days, it stops working as well. Eventually you get to the point where it doesn't quite work as well. So there's a lot of education that you can do to help the customers exactly understand what's going on and what the sock's going to do. Now this is a model that demonstrates the plantar fascia, the thick fibrous tissue that runs on the bottom of the foot from the calcaneus up around the metatarsals. And there's a lot of misconception with this. A lot of the customers will think that it's a spur in there that's causing the pain, because the public will often refer to it as a heel spur.
Yeah.
But what the real issue is that a micro tear is developed at the calcaneus here. And all day long, the customer is constantly stressing that as they're walking on it, placing force on it. And then when they go to sleep at night, this fascia is just hanging here with no tension on it. So when you sleep, that's when your body says, okay, I'm at rest, it's time to heal. It tries to seal that up and reconnect those micro tears. However, it only gets 6 to 8 hours, and then they're back on it again and re-tear it. Okay? A great demonstration that you can use is to show them your finger like this and say, okay, imagine your finger is your plantar fascia, okay? And imagine you had a little cut under knuckle, just like your plantar fascial tear. If you held it like this at night, and then in the morning you went like this, and keep doing that every day, it's never going to heal, okay? But imagine you had a cut, and you could stretch it and hold it for an extended period. Now when you go from here to here, you're not applying any additional strain.
Yeah.
So that's really what we need to find a way to do with this problem, is find a way to stretch it and hold it in a tensed position. Okay? Now the next demo that I usually recommend is a little demonstration of the windlass mechanism of the plantar fascia. And basically what that is I'm going to take off my Belega sock here. If you have your customer put their thumb on the bottom of the heel like this, and you say, watch what happens when I bend your toes back. See how that fascia tenses up and pops off the bottom of the heel? That's exactly what's going on every time you're running and you're in that toe off position and you're firing off of that. You're tensing your fascia. So that's the point right there where your plantar fascia has the maximum tension on it. So if we could find a way to get those toes back and place tension on that at night and let it heal that way, and when we get up in the morning, we're not asking it to do anything beyond what it's normally doing. And that's really the whole idea behind the sock. Stretch the plantar fascia, hold it in that position. That way, once they get in the proper footwear or proper insole, all those things that are going to help the problem, the sock is going to carry them through the next day. So I'm going to give you a quick demo about how to put it on and fit someone properly. What you do is take the sock out of the bag. There's a couple of Velcro straps on here. And what you're going to do is, I recommend you just keep the top part fastened at first. It's a little easier to work with. You just flip it over the top. Okay. Take the sock, pull it up over your calf like this. And you want to put the D-ring in this position right here, just below the knee. Okay. If you've got someone that's shorter and they pull the sock up and they've got extra material, what we don't want them to do is we don't want them to roll it or fold it in the top area up here and then put the band, because it's too much tension. A lot of people will think, well, I have to pull this up all the way or it's going to fall down like my regular socks, like my dress socks. But you're lying down when you use it, so it's not really necessary. So the way that you deal with that is you push the sock down, so the extra material's down here, and just pull the upper layer up like this. You want it to be all single layer up here. Bunching, rolling, or folding down here doesn't matter. Okay, so that's the first key point. Take this upper strap here, fasten this around the back. Now this is non-elastic, and its only function is to keep this ring in the center while you're sleeping so it doesn't move around. So that just is put in place lightly like that. Take the toe strap right here, You want to have your foot at about a 90-degree angle. Feed the toe strap through here. Relax your toes, okay? And we're going to use this toe strap right here to slightly pull the toes up off the floor. Just about a ½ inch or so is all you want. You don't want to put a lot of tension on it, and this is the other point you want to get across to your customers. Because whatever you do in this position is going to change when you're lying down, okay? So we just want a little bit of tension like this, okay? Now I'm going to go ahead and sit down here on the floor, like I would be if I was getting into bed. And you're not going to see the stretch at first. You're not going to see the stretch until I relax my toes, okay? So they're tense now. When I relax them, that's when you see the stretch. So what's going on, and that's called the windlass effect, the windlass mechanism. These toes coming back places tension on that plantar fascia. Now the reaction I get a lot of times from customers is, I don't think I can deal with something pulling on my toes all night like that. I've done the towel stretch and it's a little uncomfortable. But what I like to demonstrate to them is you can actually unfasten this top strap and it will still hold its position. So it's a very, very mild amount of tension, and it's not even actually a stretch. We're not looking to pull the whole foot back. All we want to do is hold the toes in place. The foot will naturally resist that and bend forward, and that gives you the tension.
Cool.
They're going to wear it at night, 6 to 8 hours or so while sleeping. They can also wear it in the evening when they're watching TV or working on the computer. If they can wear it for 2 to 3 hours there, that's another time that it typically would hurt them if they if they're seated and they get up. A lot of customers will ask, how long am I going to have to wear this for? It's not an ongoing thing. Ideally, you're going to wear it until you've been pain-free for 7 mornings. So most of the time, they're going to notice a difference between 2 or 3 nights, and a lot of people will make the mistake of stopping them. But what you want to do is continue on, give it a proper opportunity to refasten and reattach, shorten that treatment cycle, make everything else that you work or apply to them work that much better. So pretty simple, pretty effective. The average recovery time in the research studies was just over 2 weeks when patients use it on a nightly basis, which is great. Great news for runners. Tremendous number of them suffer from this problem, and I think you have a great opportunity to help get them back on the roads again.
We certainly get a lot of people that are suffering from that type of problem. The first thing in the morning is when you put the foot down and you can't actually stand that at all.
Those little demos with the finger,
Yeah.
and that we can get you, if you want the plantar fascia model, we can get you one of those. Very effective, and it really makes it so they can understand it. And if they understand it, what they're doing, they're gonna stay with it. And then when they start feeling better after a couple days, then they're really on board, and they're gonna listen to your expertise, your advice as far as you need to work on your training. Maybe you did a little too much too soon. Maybe you have a biomechanics issues. You're overpronating. I saw you guys do the gait analysis back there and everything too. That's part of the reason why we focus our product in these types of shops in the U.S. and Canada and now the U.K. is because you understand the condition. I worked as a pharmacist before I did this, and my knowledge was really, frankly, quite limited in the area. I would have been thinking a donut heel pad and some ibuprofen or something like that, not really understanding all that goes into it. So, being here really helps our product work better and get better results for patients. So, is there any questions at all, Tay?
I mean, I used it when I had an Achilles problem, and that made a big difference. I mean, would you recommend it to people who've got Achilles issues as well?
Sure. Because the strap is adjustable, what you can do is you can actually increase the tension on it. And initially it brings the toes back, but as you increase the tension, it will start to stretch out the Achilles as well.
Yeah.
If you go to that too quickly, sometimes the pressure is too much on the end of the toes. So you can either gradually increase it over time, or the other modification that you can do is to take an insole out of one of their old shoes that they're not wearing, regular flexible, doesn't have to be firm, slide that inside the sock. That will take a little bit of pressure off the toes while still allowing a full flex, and you can go to a more aggressive stretch right away. So it's very effective for Achilles tendonitis, also for tight calves. You can put it on, adjust it, put a more aggressive stretch on it like this, and just sit for 10-15 minutes like this and apply a nice, consistent, controlled, slow stretch.
Those are our two biggest issues we get really, is Achilles and plantar fascia. So,
really common problems, and really problems that you guys can definitely do something about. So,
good stuff.
Good. Thank you for your time.
You too, mate. You too.
Thank you.